Hi guys, it's Carissa and it is the day after my egg retrieval. I'm sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. I was not anticipating that I would feel as crummy as I did afterwards, and I'm still not 100%. This one was definitely a lot more invasive and I'm feeling the effects of it just so much worse than I remember last time. That being said though, I would do it, if we could afford to, I would do an egg retrieval every month and have it be this painful. It's worth it because it's the closest we can possibly get to having a family, and the results this time around have me feeling so grateful and so positive, and I still haven't fully grasped a real understanding of what has happened because it just doesn't seem possible. We went yesterday morning. My egg retrieval was scheduled for 9:30. They wanted us there at 9. And so we left the house around 7:15, and I slept the whole way. I slept okay the night before, but I think that I was just tired and overwhelmed, and the trigger shot really wipes me out. So we got there about 15 minutes early, and I didn't even realize how long we were sitting in the waiting room for until we had been sitting there for almost an hour. And a nurse came up to us and was like, "We're really sorry. He knows you're here. We've just had a lot of procedures this morning and we're running behind, but we'll be with you soon." And I'm such a patient person that normally I don't care about anything like that, but it was almost like once she brought it up, I was like, "We have been sitting here for a really long time. That's awful," but it's just, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened last time too, so. We got called in about 10 minutes after that, and once it started, it was like a whirlwind. I mean, once things get moving, they're really moving. I had to go, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I yawn like my grandma. I always had to make a noise. It's so much more satisfying that way. Anyway, I'm really sorry. I'm going to be yawning a lot. But I was put into a gown, I got a hairnet and booties, and had to put all my stuff in a plastic bin, and then they let me empty my bladder, which was really full by that point, but I didn't feel much relief. Yesterday was the most uncomfortable I've been this whole entire cycle, and today is worse, but just prior to the egg retrieval, I was really feeling those follicles. It was uncomfortable. So I emptied my bladder, and it was kind of like when you have a dream that you have to pee really bad, and in your dream you find a bathroom and you pee, but you still don't feel good because you didn't actually go. That's kind of what yesterday was like. When I was sitting down and they put my IV in, and they were asking me all my questions, you know, having me identify myself and everything, going over drugs and medications, and then the anesthesiologist came in and talked to me. And I don't really remember much after that. I do remember being positioned, and I don't think I was quite awake when this was happening, but I remember being cleaned, and it was very like rough and vigorous and like uncomfortable. Like it felt like someone was taking a wet rag or like some kind of alcohol wipe and wiping down like the front of my vagina and then jamming it inside of me and like twisting. I felt that like 3 times, and then I don't remember anything else. So I remember up until the point where I was being cleaned, but by then I think I was pretty much out. And the embarrassing part is, I guess I had to be held down. Mike said that I kept trying to knock the breathing tube out of my mouth, so he and someone else had to hold my arms down. And I was moving my head in such a way that I wasn't getting enough oxygen, so the anesthesiologist had to hold my head up, and he must have really had to hold me because today, one of the things that hurts the most is my face. My face actually feels a little bit deformed. I always have like a little bit of a double chin going on down here, but I feel today like it's, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look as bad as it feels, but it just feels so inflamed and bruised. Oh, it feels so bruised down here. And Mike said he had to, it was kind of like he was holding a briefcase, but he was doing it underneath my head and pulling my head upward. So he must have really had a grip on my face because it is so sore today. And that's embarrassing. I'm normally such a good patient. And like, even if I go to the dentist for just a simple cleaning, they must really get people who get stressed out and kind of fight back, because I'm used to always being told like, wow, you're being so great. Thank you. You know, and to hear that I was acting like that while I was unconscious is kind of embarrassing, but what are you going to do? So apparently the doctor, this is the same doctor who did my last egg retrieval, said something about, you know, I might have to kind of push a little bit to get more. And Mike said, please do, because she would want you to. And last time we only got 7 eggs, and we really want you to try for as many as you can. So I guess he was a lot more rough and aggressive, and he even punctured my uterus a couple of times in the process. So I was expecting to be a lot more sore this time just because of that. But when I was waking up and coming out of it, start to finish, everything took about an hour. And the intralipids are nothing. It's awesome, because if I didn't know I was having it done, I wouldn't have known, because they hooked it up behind me and it went through the same IV that my anesthesia went through. And it just looked like it went from being a clear fluid to, for a little while, being like milk, it looked like, and then back to a clear fluid again. I don't think I had any side effects from it or anything. It was great. So they must have started that as soon as my procedure was over, because by the time I woke up, it was just on the tail end of going through the IV. And then she said that I was going to need to take another medication just because of the risk of OHSS. So it's something called Lovenox, and I guess it's a pre-filled syringe. I don't remember if she said I have to take 10 of them, 20 of them. I don't even remember, because I was barely awake, but I tried to fill that prescription yesterday, and when I went this morning, they said they had to order it. So I'll have to have Mike pick that up for me later. But that's just like a subcutaneous injection to prevent hyperstimulation, I guess. So I also am still on the, what is it called, Dostinex, the other pill to prevent hyperstimulation. And I was told to really take it easy, drink a lot of fluids. I did start on Gatorade and coconut water, and I'm just trying to be careful, because I am in enough pain to not really want to get up and walk around or go places or do anything, but I'm the type who would normally just fight through it, so I'm trying to be mindful of that. If I had to describe how my stomach feels right now, it is a combination of like constipation, trapped gas pain, period cramps, and also feeling like there is a plastic ball, like a kick ball in my stomach, where if I try to breathe in or suck my stomach in at all, it just doesn't give. It's just, there's a kick ball in there. So I am a little bit constipated, and I told the nurse that when she called this morning, and she said that's totally normal and that I could take a stool softener for it, but all I have to really do is increase my fiber and water intake, and I'll probably be fine by tomorrow. So that's good to hear. I slept okay last night. Not great. I was quite uncomfortable, but I think that this morning when I woke up, I could sense that there was a little bit less bloating in my stomach than yesterday, so I'm sure all I need is time. And even though I don't feel like I could possibly eat or drink anything, I'm really trying to make sure that I stay hydrated, because as much as I feel like there's no room for fluid in there, I've got to get it in and make sure that I stay hydrated. So I'm doing that. So yesterday, as some of you may know, I did not feel well enough to make a video yesterday, but I did make a picture and post it on my YouTube Instagram, and then I also posted it on my YouTube Facebook, so that everybody would know that we got 20 eggs yesterday. I feel like that's not real. I just feel, when the embryologist told me yesterday, it was like I was excited, I was happy, but I also was so disconnected from it because it just didn't seem possible. And because we were projecting that I had about 17 mature, and I just figured they wouldn't get all 7. I just figured they wouldn't get all of them. So to hear that they got 20 was just amazing. And then first thing this morning, I got a phone call and was told that they were able to inject. Now, I don't know if that means that that's how many were mature, or if that's just they tried them all and those are the only ones they could do it to. I don't know. Maybe that's the same thing. But they were able to inject 12 of the 20. And that 10 of the 12 fertilized. 10 of them. It just doesn't feel real. So I didn't even have to put up a fight. They just told me I have a 5-day transfer, because remember last time they gave us 3-day and then we didn't know we had the option to say, no, we want to wait to see if they're still there for day 5. So Tuesday is our transfer day, and she did mention that they're holding one. So we could potentially have 11, but there's one they're just watching right now. And unless things change, it'll just be the 10, but it could be 11. And I'm just so happy. I'm just so grateful for that. I can't fully grasp it, but I have these moments where it hits me and I just feel like I can't believe this is happening to us. It's so much more ideal than it was last time. And last time we just felt so much sadness around our fertilization report because we only had 2, and those were the 2 we used. So now that I know there's so many and that there is a chance that we'll have some to freeze, I feel like this is how it was meant to be. I mean, I know that the first time you do IVF, they have to learn so much, and I feel like what they did learn about us, they corrected. They corrected a lot of the issues we had for us to get this much better a result this time. So I just feel my heart could just burst. I just feel so much better. So now that we have that many, if we were to still have a good number of them to freeze, I don't know if I feel like I should put